Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. This is for wine styling, and today I want to show us how to make this boubou or kaftan. Okay, so for this you'll be needing a stable fabric like your crepe, your duchess, and any other cotton fabric of your choice. Okay, and you'll be needing up to about 3 yards or even 2 trousers. I don't know how many meters is that. Okay, so the way we are going to be doing this is different from the regular kaftan. Okay, because this has an additional in the front. Okay, the way you are going to be folding your fabric, you'll be folding it using the widest part of your body measurement plus 6 inches or 5 inches depending on the size. But the front is going to be a little bit different because apart from that 6 inch, you are still going to be adding another 6 inch. Cut your fabric into two, one part for the front and one part for the back. Okay, the front is going to be different, as I've said before. You are going to measure like 3 inches, which you are going to use for the folding that we have on the front, and it is after that 3 inches that you now take or start taking your measurement, that is your shoulder and your sleeve measurement. Okay, so now after which you have determined the amount of inches you want to use for your bodies, you will add the extra 6 inches, which is going to be on fold. Okay, I'll just show us how it's going to look like. So for all this now I have about 36 inches, so at the end I'll be using 30 inches for my body measurements, and I'll be using the remaining 6 inch for the front. Okay, so before that I will want to start by taking the length of the dress. Okay, you determine how many inches long you want the dress to be. Okay, so for this I'll be using 56 inch. Okay, so make sure you fold your fabric in a way that it's going to lay flat. I'm supposed to press this, but I don't have an electricity right now. I'll do that later. So I'm taking the measurements for the dress. As I've said before, I'm using 56 inches, and I'm just going to mark all through like so. Then I'll connect with a straight ruler. Okay, you can go ahead and do the same thing, just do the same thing so that you can have a straight line. Okay, so that is where my length is going to get to, and that is where I'll start my shoulder from. So I'll just cut this out now. Okay, in case you want a longer length, you can as well make use of all the lengths of your fabric, but this is what I want to make use of. So after taking the length like so, I would separate the front from the back before I continue with my measurements. But before that, I want to take the 3 inches from the beginning up till the end. I hope you understand. So that 3 inches is what we are going to have the front. Remember, it is on fold, so that is 6 inch altogether. So after which I had marked it up to the full length, I'll just connect up to the full length with a straight ruler. So it is from this point that you will now start taking your measurements. Do we understand? I just hope you understand. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. Okay, so here now I'm going to just conclude my measurements before connecting it with a ruler. If you are a first timer, you are watching my channel for the first time, thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate. Do not forget to click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that whenever I drop a new video, you'll be notified. And please like this video, share so that other people would see. Okay, thank you very much for the returning subscribers. I really love you guys. Thank you so much. So you can drop in the comment section whatever you feel about this video at the end, but trust me, you are going to enjoy it. Just make sure you watch the end. So this line now, this is where we are going to run our stitch. Yeah, we are going to be sewing that part. Yes, you're going to be sewing that part, and I will tell us how we are going to do that. So after that now, you can simply shift your front pattern this way, fold it like this, and secure it with a pin. Okay, then after that you can now measure your neckline, but in this way we might not understand. So I'll just run a stitch on this line, on the line that I drew, then I'll come back to show us how it looks like. Okay, Now I had run my stitch, and you are going to be running the stitch on the right side of the fabric. That is, you will turn the fabric to the right side, then you run your stitch on 3 inches or 2 inch, depending on how many inch you want at the front. And remember that any amount of inches you are using is going to be on fold, because at the end we are going to be making use of the center. Okay, so you see this line now, it's going to be hidden, that is, it's going to be inside. So what you just do, if you open up your fabric, this will be flipping around, but what you have to do is notch the center and you place it exactly on that line that you stitch. Okay, just open it up this way, and then you are going to get the midpoints. By doing this, we have the same amount of inch on both sides of the line. Okay, just watch closely what I'm doing. If you did not understand, but I guess you should understand. So this is what it's going to look like at the end. Do we see that? And then after doing this way, you're going to press it down with a pressing iron. But before that, you can simply make use of your straight pins to hold it, to secure it from the beginning up to the end of the dress. Okay, so this will help you for the meantime, so that you'll be able to do any other thing. Okay, so I'll just hold it down with my pins all through like this. And then there's another thing to make your work easier. Turn the fabric downwards this way. I mean, come to the end of the dress like this, the hem of the dress, and secure it with a pin also, so that you will have the same you have the same thing you have at the top and at the hem as well. So this is what it should look like. So after which you had hold it down with pin this way, you can now press it with your pressing iron, but make sure that you are opening it and make sure you confirm your measurement. But trust me, if you do it this way, you are going to have an accurate measurement on both sides automatically, because you already find the midpoints. Do you understand? So just go ahead and use your straight pin to hold it down this way. So this is how the back is going to look like. Can you see that? This is the inside actually. I just hope you understand me. So guys, after doing all that, you are going to fold your front pattern this way, and you're going to place it on the back pattern. Do we understand? This is the front pattern that has the allowance in the front, and at the back as well, we are going to be cutting the back into two, because we are going to be having an opening at the back. It's not an opening per se, it's just like a slit that will enable you put on your dress easily. Do you understand? It gives the kaftan a bit of space at the back, okay, just like we used to do. But instead of us to have this cut out, this regular one, we are going to turn around. We're just going to cut it out this way. It make it easier. So here you are going to have about between 0.5 to 0.75. You can even use 1 inch, and you're going to mark it all through to the full length. Okay, so I'll just cut about 0.75. okay, so here is where you are going to join this part actually, and you're going to be folding it in, just like as if you want to fold your allowance. I'll show us how it looks like. I just hope you understand my explanation. So from here now, you're just going to mark 0.5 for your starting points, your guideline, your seam allowance. I guess you understand. So I just like to have a margin line. So from this margin line now, I'll take my measurements. I'll take the bust points and the waist. So I have 10 and 15 inch. Then you are going to confirm your full length. So after this now, you connect with a straight ruler. What we are going to be doing at the back is that you are going to be fixing an hook and line, or maybe a button and a buttonhole. So I guess you understand what I'm trying to say now. Okay, so after that now, this is my bust point and the waist. I don't really need it, but I'll be explaining the reason why I drew the line later. Okay, so now we are going to take the shoulder divided by 2, 14, that is 7 inch. So from that 7 inch now, you determine the length of the sleeve. Okay, it's going to be cut together just like we do our kimono. So here I have about 11 to 11.5 inch. Okay, 11.5 inch plus my seam allowance. If you have much more fabric, you can as well go as low as you wanted, or even shorter than this one, but this is what I have available and I'm working with. Do you understand? So from that margin line again, you will mark your shoulder slope. I'm using 1 inch. Then you connect to the neckline. Okay, so now I'm going to mark the neckline 3 inch by 3 inch. I just want to make use of the basic neckline, and this is kind of neckline that's I think goes best with this kind of kaftan. Okay, so just connect it this way. Since you're going to be having an opening at the back, so it's not really necessary you have a wider front neckline. So now from that neck width, you're going to connect to the shoulder slope like this. Okay, so after connecting it this way, let's now mark the back neckline. Okay, but before that, I want to determine the wideness of our sleeve, because that is we are assuming it's our sleeve now. So this place now that I drew the line, you can either stop on the bust point or you come down a little bit from the bust point. Okay, or even up to the waistline, or maybe 1 inch or 2 inch from the waistline upward. Okay, this depends on how wide you want the mouth, sorry, how wide you want the sleeve to be actually. So from that point is where you will impute your bust measurements. So on that line, your bust point line, you will mark your bust divided by 4. Okay, then you will add an additional 5 or 6 inch depending on the size you are working with. Do you understand? So me, I'm using 6 inch actually. I don't want it to be too big, so 6 inches is okay for me. So you now connect from that sleeve back to the armhole. This part seems to be like an armhole. Do you understand? So this is going to be the wideness of your sleeve. Okay, from the shoulder up to somewhere below your bust point. Then you connect straight down with a ruler. Oh, sorry. You connect straight down with a straight ruler. But as for this particular style that I am doing, I'm going to be having a curve around the M line, a slight curve actually. But firstly, I'll have to draw a straight line up to the full length like I'm doing. Okay, after which I mark the full length. If you want it straight this way, you can leave it like this. But if you want to have a curve like mine, okay, around the M area just slightly, okay, let me just bring my fabric closer so that we can see what I'm trying to do. Okay, so now from here, now I'll come up by about 14 inch because I'm going to be having an opening around that part. So I'll be using 14 inch for the opening plus the folding allowance at the hem of the dress. Okay, after which I had determined the opening, I'm going to come up by 2 inch again to draw the curve. Okay, it depends on how curvy you want it to be, but me, I just want it slightly, so I'll come up by 1.5 actually. Then I'll connect back to the hem of the dress. Okay, so guys, it's as simple as that. You can play around with it, do anyhow you want around that part. I just want a little bit of curve and that's it. Okay guys, now on the back pattern, you're going to notch that part that you're going to join so that you don't join more or less. Then another thing I want to do now is to do the back neckline, sorry, to take the back neckline. Okay, so from this margin line now, I'll be taking the neckline for the back. So I'm using 3 inch by 1 inch. Okay, then do not forget you have 0.75 to join. So now I'll measure 3 inch by 1 inch at the back for the back neckline. Okay, So after this, now you can make use of 1.5, but 1 inch is okay. So by the time I join, by the time I turn it with my facing, I'm still going to, it's still going to drop a little bit. So 1 inch should be okay. It is not, it's just okay. Now I'm going to cut out the back neckline first. After cutting out the back neckline like this, be careful around this part. You don't want it to be too deep. You notch that 0.5 again. Okay, then I'm going to cut the front neckline as well. Okay, remember you have some folding around that part, so do not worry. By the time you turn it to your facing, everything is just going to fall in place. So now after the neckline, we'll now cut the shoulder. Okay, after cutting the shoulder, now I'm going to trim off the excess, and then I'll cut the sleeve area. I'll first trim off this excess. It's not rhyme. Now after which I have done that, now what I want to do is to cut that place out. Okay, to make things easier for me, it's not easy this way. I'm just going to turn this around. Okay, let me just turn it around because it's not easy for me cutting like that. So depending on the placement of your fabric, depending on how you place your fabric while you are choking it, you might decide to turn it around like this if you are placing it like mine. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Okay, so if you have any questions, suggestion, or maybe any video requests, you can drop in the comment section, and do not forget to share and like this video, so you might be helping someone in need of it. Okay, and trust me, and do not forget to notch these parts. Okay, you might have cut off the one you notched earlier. Go ahead and do the same thing. So guys, that'll be all for that. Now I'll just turn it around again. Then after that, now the next thing you want to do is to determine the inches you want to use for the hem line of the sleeve, because this is going to be our sleeve after all. So you're going to measure whatever you have here, and whatever you have is what you use to cut a strip of fabric, because you are going to be turning that part with the strip of fabric you cut. Okay, so I'll just use the measurement to cut the fabric out. But before cutting it, I would like to cut out the facing for the neckline. Do you understand? So to cut facing for the neckline, we would have to get another fabric. Okay, then you fold it, you place it on fold, and you place the neckline on it. Do you understand my explanation? If not, just watch me. Okay, you fold the fabric you want to use for facing. You fold it, you make sure it is on fold, place it on fold, then place the neckline exactly on that fabric. Okay, for the front pattern. If it is for the back, you might not place it on fold. Okay, but for the front, you are going to place it on fold, because you don't want to start joining the center again. Then after that, now you determine how wide you want the facing to be. So for this, I just want a little bit of and I don't want it to be too wide. This is around 1.5 inch wide. Okay, it's not up to 2 inch. So that's for the front. Then you repeat the same process for the back. Okay, you fold your fabric into two. It might be on fold, it might not be on fold. Just make sure that it is two, because you'll be having two sides after all. After everything, you'll be having two sides for the back, so definitely you'll be needing two pieces of facing. Do you understand? So fold the fabric this way as well, then you place the neckline on it. Okay, even if it is not Boubou, if you are making any kind of dress and you need a facing, this is how it's going to be. This is how you are going to cut it out. Do you understand? If you are not using a bias tape, a ready-made bias rather, this is what you are going to do, and this is how we are going to do it. Okay guys, I'll just cut out this facing now. And after cutting the facing, you're going to place it on the neckline like this, right side facing right side, just the way I'm doing. Then you do the same thing for the back as well. So guys, I already secure the neckline. I already turn it with the facing. Then I join the back and I press open it. As you can see, I already press it with my pressing iron actually, and this is how the back is going to look like. We are still going to open the back, but let's just focus on the sleeve first. So for this part now, I already cut out my fabric. Okay, it is 5 inches wide and 36 inches long. I actually want it to be 2 inches wide, so 2 inches on fold is 4 inch, so the remaining 1 inch was 0.5 stitching allowance on both sides. Okay, we are going to be making it a long strip this way, so that it will be long for you enough to have an extension that will be available for you to tie it, just like we have on the thumbnail. Okay, so here I already have my 36 inches length, as you can see. Then I'll find the midpoint. So before that, let me just show us what I meant so that we will understand. So as you can see, I had folded it into two, and this is 2.5 inches. Okay, I'll be sewing the 0.5 out, and I'll have 2 inch left. Do you understand my point? So after which you have determined exactly what you want, you find the midpoint. But before that, you have to join the shoulder. I just want to demonstrate. So you place it right side facing right side like this, and you turn it just like you are adding to the length of the sleeve, and the rest is going to fall like this. Okay, by the time I join the sleeve and I join the shoulder, rather, you will understand what I'm saying properly. So it's going to extend and you'll be able to sew it. So you should have as long as 1 inch, 1 yard on both sides, so that it will look more, attractive and beautiful when you have a longer rope to tie, just like we have on the thumbnail. Okay, so guys, after that now, you will place both pattern on each other like this, right side facing right side, because you are going to be joining the shoulder. And you see this part, we are still going to open it up, and not everything, but open it up to about 6 to 7 inch, and we are going to add our hook and eye. Okay, because there is going to be an opening around here. I said it earlier, but before that now, I would like to join the shoulder. Okay, I'll join the shoulder and I'll join the side as well. Okay, join it this way with your seam allowance 0.5. Then you turn it inside out. I'll just join it now and show us how exactly it looks like. Then we move to the next thing. So guys, now I already joined the shoulder together, and this is what we have. Okay, so by the time I turn it inside out, you will see exactly what I'm saying. So I joined the two shoulder and I joined the side as well. Can you see? I just have a little bit of joining around that place, just about 0.5. It's not a fitted top, it's not a fitted dress rather. So this is what you should have exactly after joining it. And the hemline as well, you are going to be folding it in. Either you stitch it down, or you make use of your hemming gum, or you use your hemming, or you use your zigzag. Just make sure that you secure that part. In case you don't have too much fabric that you can be able to add seam allowance, you can simply leave it like that and just use your industrial weaving machine to secure the hem. So guys, this is what it should look like. And the sleeve area that I'm talking about, this is how it should be. Okay, so this now depends on how you want it wide. This is exactly what I'm trying to explain when I was talking about the wideness of the sleeve. Okay, this is what I meant. So this area is where you are going to join the rope to. Okay, so you can decide to make it lower, or even on exactly in your waistline, or anywhere you prefer it to be. Okay, so now I'm just going to fix the rope on this part. Okay, I'm going to fix the rope here. So guys, I already joined the rope to the hem of the sleeve, and this is exactly what I have. So you do the same thing, you should have the same results. And this is the front. Then this hem of the dress, I already press it and secure it with my hemming gum. I make use of hemming gum to secure that part. I just hope you know how to make use of hemming gum. If you do not know how to make use of hemming gum, so simply let me know in the comment section so I can make a video on that. So this is the opening for the back, just like I've said before. So I opened this up by 7" and I'm just going to fix a hook, or even if you have a button, a fancy button, you can simply put it there. So these points you are going to top stitch very well. Sorry, you are going to stitch and then you back stitch so that that place will not keep losing. Then the same thing on the hem line, like I've said before, I make use of hemming gum. If you do not have hemming gum, you can use your thread and needle to hem the parts. If you want to have a finishing like this, an invisible finishing, okay, hemming gum is really good at that. And this is what we have. This is how suspended my rope is. So my neckline is set. So I'm just going to make use of hemming gum to secure it as well, or I use my thread and needle. There is no light. So guys, this is what we have. So by the time you wear it and tie the rope, you will see the beauty. So the longer the rope, the more the tying. Sorry about that. So guys, I just put it on the mannequin for us to see now. So this is what we have at the end. This is the sleeve. As you can see, it's long enough for me. You can make yours longer, as you can see how it is. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. You know, I really appreciate. I just can't thank you enough. But please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop your comments, share your thoughts. Let me know what exactly you want next. I know I've not been that present on this channel, but trust me, this time around I'm available. So guys, thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye.